What's up, guys? Welcome to the No Nonsense live stream. It's Yaga, and it is, oh, what's it, May 29th, 2019? Holy shit. It's like almost halfway through the year. I tell you, once you pass the age of 30, time just starts flying. Never gave a shit about birthdays. Maybe after 21, I stopped caring. You ever get that? You ever get like age anticipation where you're like, you hit certain ages and you start getting stuff, 16, you get a license, 18, you can vote or buy cigarettes if you do that, or go gambling. No, sorry, not gambling. Strip clubs? Strip clubs? No, maybe. I don't know. 21 to drink, obviously. 20 is the shittiest age. You're not a teenager anymore, but you're not old enough to do shit. So, anyway, that's just a quick rant about who cares about birthdays. I'm going to be 35 soon and whatever. So, today, I thought it'd be interesting to talk about mind control and manipulation, especially with using words. Because you see it a lot today in general, and some of it's right out in the open, some of it not so much. And I've just been noticing it a lot more, so I'm just going to share with you guys what I notice about mind control and words that can trick you into becoming something you didn't think you once were. Like, for example, we live in a world where drug addiction is through the roof. Everybody has some kind of depression, anxiety disorder, bipolar, I suppose, and everybody's either on painkillers or taking alcohol and all kinds of drugs. And with pharmaceutical medication, opioids and all that shit, it's through the roof. And why is that? Because people are like, well, I would never get addicted to drugs. I'm like, that's right. Not everybody would get addicted to drugs because maybe you don't have an addictive personality. And that's one of the words, addictive. It's dropped everywhere. When you hear people like, oh my God, I had this cookie. These are so addicting. Right there. That little subtle saying that is subconsciously fucking with your head. It really is. Don't believe me? Here's some more examples. So, I was actually in Starbucks the other day, and I don't normally go to Starbucks and all that because it's overpriced and I can brew my own coffee at home. But I noticed I got their nitro cold brew, which is it's just fucking coffee with a foamy little head at the top. And it actually comes out of a spout just like a beer tap. And what's up? And what's up, Aerospace? Your intermission now? The intermission. That's exactly what it is. It's an intermission. I noticed it's like 6:30 at night, and you're probably wondering, like, why do you drink coffee at 6:30 at night? I'm like, well, sometimes it makes me go to sleep, believe it or not. And everybody in Starbucks, there's at least a dozen teenagers, probably 16, couldn't be older than 17. They're all getting these big ass coffees. And then I don't usually go into Starbucks. I go through the drive-through, but I noticed the cold brew station had the couple of little spouts. It's identical to a beer tap. And then I'm thinking they pump the nitrogen in there to give it like this foamy thing, and it comes right out of a tap, and there's these teenagers there. What are they doing? Programming them to want to get beer from a bar. So as they get older, they're kind of grooming them. 16, 17, you're still a few years from really dabbling in alcohol. Maybe you snuck a few drinks from your dad's liquor cabinet, or your grandmother gave you some wine at Easter. But eventually, you think it's normal to just go to the bar and drink all the time. Welcome. You're now intermission to me then, Aerospace. But I noticed, like, why is that coming out of a tap? Oh, it's because it's nitrogen infused and the tap, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, try to give me probably some stupid ass scientific explanation to it. But the way I see it, it's like very subliminal messaging. Very, very key hints to be like, hey guys, if you like coffee this much, you're also going to like beer. So that's one example. And that's just from my own experience. And this is just the other day. There are other words, like, first off, the most obvious one to anybody should be binge. You know, Netflix, I binge watched that entire series in a day. Binge, binge, binge. What is a binge? Well, if you're unfamiliar with what a binge is, an actual drug or alcohol binge is like you literally do drugs and alcohol all day, every day, to the point where either you die or your body says, I need to take a break. That's a binge. And you can binge all day, a week, two. Again, we've applied this to Netflix where I binged 13 hours on that new show, whatever it is. Binge. It gets you in your mind to think like binging's okay. You can absorb an entire series in one night. You don't need to sleep. And if you can do that, it's okay to take handfuls of pills and alcohol too. It's you, you think that's weird, huh? You think that's just a fun word to say when you're watching Netflix or you watch the series? I'm like, no, it's not good behavior, man. It's not a healthy habit to have to sit there and watch 13 straight hours. And I've done it. I'm guilty of it. See, everything I talk about, usually something I've done. It's not anything new where I'm just like making these anecdotes, and it sounds like, oh, there's no, I've done it. I didn't even see Game of Thrones until 2 years ago, and I watched the first 6 seasons in 2 weeks. Yeah, it's not good. And then what did I do with that time? I go, okay, now I know the show. Like, dude, you haven't been watching the show this whole time? I go, no, I haven't. And then I did, and I go, okay, now I know what you know. Now what? So that word binge, just like that. I binged on Netflix. I binged on ice cream. Binge, binge, binge. Binge is an addict term, folks. It's what you do when you're out of control. And it's not healthy behavior. It's just not. And I'm telling you this from my experience. So if you hear these words, and what I'm trying to do with the whole point of this video is you can't change the world. This shit's out there, right? It's fucking everywhere. But what you can do is in your own day-to-day, try not to use these words. Try not to say the cookie is addicting. Try not to say, oh my God, I'm so addicted to Netflix. You know what I mean? Try, in your own day-to-day practice, just try to consciously be aware and mindful and not use those words. You can break the cycle. I mean, any bad habit can be broken. You just have to have the willingness to do it. This is all useful information to help people just avoid self-destruction, really. Because why? Why would you want to be in a state of constant flux? You're easily controlled. People are manipulated this way. That cold brew thing at Starbucks is manipulation. Whether you think it is or not, or it's just a fancy way to have a coffee, I don't know. I see it as manipulation. Maybe, maybe not. But it is. Other words you can avoid. Trending. What's the trend? The trend is just something that is at that moment very popular. Those shoes are in right now. That style of jacket, whatever, trending. That's the music is trending. And why is trending a manipulation thing? Why is that word used for mind control? Because it tells you that this is what everybody likes. This is what you should be into. And if you don't like it right now, you're a piece of shit. You're not into this. Who are you? Go fuck yourself. And you get that social anxiety, right? You get the social anxiety that if you're not on board with whatever is the flavor of the day, you're outcast. God forbid you didn't give a shit. I don't even know what's trending today. And thank God I don't. But I should be aware just so I can talk about it. Oh, one of the words I hate the most, triggered. And again, this is another term that comes from recovery talk, addict talk, triggered. And it's being thrown out there and watered down with everything that you've seen it on the news and everything. It triggered. What triggers you to drink? What triggers your emotions? What triggered? It's all a bunch of bullshit. And the minute you say the word trigger, it's in your mind. So you start thinking, oh my God, I'm getting scared. Oh my God, I'm getting fearful again. It's happening. It's happening. And this is all in your head, guys. This is all nonsense in between your ears. And I'm telling you this because I've been there. I'm highly capable of making nonsense up in my mind all the time. I'm a lot better at recognizing it, what's nonsense and what's, this is really a gut instinct and I trust my feeling, because there's a big difference between letting your emotions make your decision and letting your instincts make your decision. See, we're living in a world where it's telling you to say, fuck your instincts and go all emotion. It's the opposite. It's the exact opposite of that, okay? If you act out of emotion, you're angry, you're resentful, fearful, whatever, you're going to make some dumb fucking choices. And that's just facts. You're going to do some dumb shit. You're going to say stupid things, right? If you have a handle on your emotions because your mind is not making up nonsense, it allows you to calmly take in all information, process it accordingly, and then your gut, your actual feelings will guide you in the right way. They will steer you towards truth and honesty and what's best for you. Just don't listen to them. I mean, doorbell's ringing. I mean, listen to those instincts. Emotions change on a day-to-day, minute-to-minute even, you can be irritable 1 second and you're calm the next, or sad 1 minute and then you're happy. Those emotions are constantly on a flux, man. The flux. But your fight or flight instincts, those things that go against your own inner soul, when that shit lights up, be very aware of it. Okay. And all these stupid ass words are in these dumb things to keep you fucking just grazing like a cattle in the field are certain words that can be used to trick your mind. What is it? Binge, trending, addicting. Why step back a minute? Why is drugs and alcohol such a big problem in this country? We joke about like everything's so addicting. I'm like, that's not good. It's like telling you it's okay. Just like, how many people do you know have cancer? I know my mother had cancer. Okay. I've known a lot of people with cancer. It's normal. It was not normal 20, 30 years ago to have a ton of people with cancer, folks. It's not. Just travel outside the Western civilization and people don't even know what cancer is. So it's like 30 years worth of grooming you to be like, this is normal. It's not normal. Cancer, diabetes, at the rates that they are, it's not normal. But you slowly keep hearing about it. It makes it more accepting. Like, this is just the way it is because it's the thing. No, it's not. It's not normal. It's not. And I don't even like the word normal because normal for me is different for you. But it's not statistically possible for how much cancer exists and how much diabetes exists unless it's inflicted from a bunch of other outside sources. And it's also grooming you to think like, it's just, who doesn't know somebody with cancer? Like, it's not good. It's mind control, folks. This is how you get manipulated into giving up more freedoms, giving up more shit by slowly chipping away at that feeling on the inside, that real core that just comes up and says, no, I don't accept that. Because I've learned to be very accepting of people, but I've also learned there's just some things I don't accept at all. And I'm not gonna, and I don't have to be told like, you should accept this. No, I don't. And that's all you got to do is say no. And not to drugs. Say no to that too, but you know what I mean. To each his own on that one. It's all programming, guys. It's all programming. It's excess. It's easy to become addicted to shows, gambling, all that stuff. It's excess. You don't need all this constant shit. But people like to give you that social pressure. Like if you're not on board for some reason, you're not cool. This has been going on my whole life. I remember I wasn't one of the cool kids growing up. So I formed my own little group and we do fine. We became our own cool kids. So fuck it, do it yourself. Everything's that's my nephew ringing the doorbell. Anything to keep you distracted from reality and not able to think for yourself. That's what a lot of this shit does. Like if you do watch the news, I don't know why you would, or read retarded articles online, um, BuzzFeed, shit like that, the Vice. Those aren't good news sources, guys. They're not. They play on your emotions really well. And I'm not saying there's really good news sources out there. It's all pretty much shit. But if that's where you're getting your information from, you better do a little bit more extensive research. So use, because you got to be careful with letting your emotions out. Because when you disclose information to people, they can use it to manipulate you. Like if you just meet somebody and you're telling them your fucking life history, all your darkness, all your light, all of it, you don't know that person yet. So my suggestion to people is get to know people a little bit more, and more than like a day, more than a month. I mean, a good while before you release information to them that not everybody needs to be privy to. You know what I mean? Not everybody needs to know everything about you. Unless you're in a relationship, then probably that's, your significant other and maybe some other people, of course, but general public or the world or things, that's up to you. But if you're not strong in your mind and your own instincts and you live an honest, truthful life, that information, if you're weak in the mind, people will take that information. If you piss them off or wrong them, they will use it to try to control you. They will use it to make you feel bad. They will use it to manipulate how you act and behave so they can get something they want. Or maybe they're just assholes and want you to feel their wrath. So be careful on what information you share with people, because you don't know these people. It takes time to earn trust. It takes time to earn respect. And even then, we're all human. We're all fucked up. We've all done crazy shit. We're all hypocrites. All of us. Every single one of us. According to history, there's only one perfect dude, and his name was Jesus. And he even flipped tables over there and shit like that. So you know what? We're all capable of doing some crazy shit. Know that, and be mindful on what you share with others for your own sake, not for theirs, for yours. Because if you don't want to be manipulated, if you don't want to feel guilty, if you don't want to feel like you did something wrong, and because this is where your mind, if you're weak-minded, this is how weak-minded people are fucking controlled, just left and right. I see it all day, every day. I saw the BuzzFeed article that there's a transgender. What do you think? I'm like, I don't care. It has nothing to do with my day-to-day. You seem to care, so your emotions are clearly not in check. Okay? You have no sense of who you are, and you don't trust yourself. That says a lot. when you just let your emotion go, and everything you read, say, do is all a reaction. Dude, you are not in control up here at all. Not even kind of. You're far from in control when you let your emotions do your talking. You let your emotions do your thinking, all of it. And again, we're living in a world where everywhere you turn, it's designed to make you emotional about something. If it's not politics, it's religion. If it's not religion, it's the dog that needs to be rescued. Look at this cute little face. Don't you want it? And if it's not the dog that needs to be rescued, it's like, don't you care about the blah, blah, blah down at the hoo, hoo, I'm like, Jesus, it's always something. It's all directed in certain ways to keep you distracted from your reality, your life. And all it does is gain you social acceptance and points of that don't really matter in the end, because when shit hits the fan and you try to cash in those points, nobody's there. So there's a lot of this shit in this world you got to do on your own. A lot of this shit you got to just take responsibility for your own life, your own thoughts, and do some critical thinking and think, I don't think I want all that nice stuff and things and social status. I think I kind of like being honest and having some integrity for myself. So fuck what you think, you know? So it's all about, be mindful because there's a lot of words out there designed to get you sick. You know, again, these buzzwords, they're designed to get you engaged. It's the same thing with racism, which isn't even a real word until maybe the 70s or the 80s. I have a 1971 Oxford dictionary and I looked up the word. It doesn't exist in that dictionary, folks. So, why is that word made up? Oh, I don't know. To probably play on your emotions, to get people fighting amongst themselves, black and white. This whole dynamic of color is just is ridiculous. And if you play into that at all, it tells you exactly where your mind's at. You're a lost cause. You're a lemming flying over the edge. Because what do you do on your day to day? Do you treat people as they are as people? Granted, I like to use my bird analogy, Sure, we're all human, but we're not all the same. Just like the birds. Birds are birds, man. Cardinals hang out with the Cardinals, Blue Jays hang out with the Blue Jays, but you don't see the Hawks hanging out with the Pigeons. You don't see the Eagles soaring with the Finches. You know what I mean? We're all the same, but we're not. Yeah. Yep. Thank you. Intermission Aerospace. That should just be your name now. Intermission Aerospace. One giant word. But the intermission is that. It's exactly that. It is an intermission. It's a constant battle within yourself on a day to day. Honest conversations you need to have about what your values are. But be aware of these things. They're out there. And I've done it. I used to sit around, watch Netflix endlessly, and I go, I wonder why my life's not going where I want. Because it's not productive, but it's not destructive either. It's just neutral. It's just zoning out, zombieing out to the world. That's all getting lost in these shows are. Yeah, it's okay to binge stuff. You had a hard 10-hour work week. So you owe it to yourself to watch 13 straight hours of crap. That's probably filled with a bunch of shit that makes you think it's reality, but no, we got to remember it's a show. If you want reality, man, just go hang out in your town. Get to know some people, get to know your neighbors, go walk around, get off the social media, see what's going on around you. Go to your town hall, see what's going on in your community, see what you really can do from that point. Then you can maybe have an opinion about the world. Even then, shut up. Ooh, bug bite. So, binge, trending, triggered. Fucking hate the word triggered. It's just, I'm triggered by what you said, and I'm very offended by that. It's like, dude, if anything I say ever irritates or gets something stirred up inside you to the point where you're losing sleep for days, you should really ask yourself why, and go deep into that intermission. Do that. Go deep inside yourself and ask, why does this bother me so much? Because there's something going on with you. It ain't the world. It ain't what I said. It's you. And I don't care. I said something the other day, pissed somebody off because they're like, hey, but it's how I feel. I'm like, how you feel and how things are so different. If I tried to look at the world based on how I feel, it would be not good because it is what it is, but I can try to just not react on my own and just know that the world will eat you alive if your mind is weak. People will take advantage of you based on your kindness, based on that. And that's why you got to get to just try to know people for a while. You get into a relationship, don't get married in like 6 months or move it. Fucking know those people. Know you can trust them with all your darkness and your past. Know that even when that is out there, it's accepted and you can move forward and grow. I mean, that's important for anything in life, any relationship. And this is why it doesn't matter if you've got 1 million fucking followers on Twitter or 10. If you only have 10, maybe those 10 people are probably better and more productive than those 1 million combined. And what I mean by that is it's all about the quality of people around you. You're going to get the people around you that when you exuberate certain behaviors, they will be attracted to you for that. So if you're a lying sack of shit and all you do is manipulate others, you're going to get other manipulators and you're going to be going back and forth. And you're going to have a whole nice, lovely whirlwind of crazy. I mean, if you're honest, see, but being honest is sometimes lonely. Telling the truth, people don't like it because the truth hurts. But I tell you what, it's always going to come out in the end, one way or another, whether it comes out of my mouth or something else down the road, the truth comes out. You can't avoid it. So you own it, accept it, move forward. Because we in the last 10, 20, 30 years have probably been so programmed to think like, just like cancer's normal, it's like somebody with an addiction is normal. I don't think it's as normal as it's a lot. And I know a lot of people, don't get me wrong, but it shouldn't be this many. There shouldn't be this many people with these kind of issues. Because remember, maybe 100, 150 years ago, it was just like, oh, that's good old Freddie the town drunk. We know who the town drunk is. You stay away from Fred. Damn it, Freddie, we can't rely on you. There was like one guy. Now it's like everybody. Well, there's a lot more people in the world, Matt, and things are no. Expectations, man. You grow up in this world trying to live up to these social, ridiculous expectations. You don't meet them. You get depressed, you drink, or maybe you just like having fun and you do drink or drug, and then that's fun until it becomes not fun, and then it becomes dark. And then you binge or, you get addicted to something else. And it's normal. It's not normal to live in a state of chaos and disorder all the time. I'm not saying never not have fun, but you have to ask yourself this. What 13 hours of TV? Why? Binge gets, come on, connect. It goes into drugs and alcohol. There's a connection there. Ask yourself this. Especially ask yourself if you've done it before. Like, well, I may not be, I've never had a drug and alcohol problem, but I've watched 37 straight hours of fucking Seinfeld. It's like, okay, well, there you go. Well, I didn't see anything wrong with it because I work hard and I pay my bills, so I guess I could do what I want. Like, yeah, no, it's very true. You can do what you want. Every single person. Nobody has control over what anybody says or does in the world. Only you. So you have to decide for yourself, like, is it worth it? Is it worth this impulsive decision to be where I'm at? Because your mind will tell you a lot of crazy shit, guys. A lot of crazy shit. So, I don't know. And unicorns. I wonder what that's pushing. There's unicorn shit everywhere. I saw a flower stand at this grocery store, and it's all these different colored flowers that says believe in unicorns. Like, what the fuck is with the unicorns and the rainbows? Oh, that's right. They're trying to get your kids into sex, guys. Oh no, it's just innocent little. I'm like, no, see, if I really think about it, they tried this in the 80s, like with all the 80s crazy cartoons that I had as a kid, with like all the programming and all the rainbows and everything, the Care Bears and this and that and everything. They tried it then. It didn't work, or it didn't work as well as I thought. And then now they're trying it again because because sex is a great way to manipulate people, folks. Men and women alike. Sex is the ultimate manipulation. We're human beings. We want to procreate. We get horny. And, male, female, whatever. Sex is a great manipulation tool. Sex can be used to get things, we want or in exchange. I mean, Hollywood is a prime example. It's an obvious example. It's like, I'm a big producer. Do you want to be a star and have millions of dollars and everybody know your name? Suck my dick. And she goes, okay, I guess I could suck his dick to be a star and have millions of dollars. Oh, manipulation. But it's also a transaction too, right? But it's a form of manipulation, sure. But it's an agreeable manipulation. But then there's not so agreeable manipulation too, which sex can be used for. Be like, oh, I make you feel good. Don't you want to feel good? I want to feel good because I'm vulnerable. And then men and women alike. This goes both ways, man. It's just not men preying on women. Women prey on men a lot today, too. They get that little fucking guy wrapped around their finger, and then, yeah, they're getting the free dinners. They're getting the fucking bills paid. They're getting some stuff for a while until the fucking idiot wises up and he goes, ah, fuck. All right, I'm getting played, but you're kind of a bitch. And the sex was great, but now I think I'm going to go. And then that manipulation, those women can use that against them if they're out of their fucking minds. They can say that guy raped them or did all this other shit when it was really mutual stuff, Sex is the biggest manipulator of them all, man. Like you can, I mean, shit, even in the whole, even in a healthy marriage, maybe not even a healthy marriage, just marriage in general, sex is used, right? If you go and do all this stuff for me, I'll give you a blowjob. It's done all the time. Come on. It's used to get shit. Even in marriage, which is sad because it's really just about having babies and physically being as close to somebody as you possibly can and having an intimate moment. And people just toss it away like it's nothing. See, this is where that really fucks with your mind. Sex addicts. It's not that they're sex addicts and they just like having a ton of sex. I think it's because it's a form of manipulation, control, and empowerment. You want my fucking pussy, so you're gonna do what I want. It's these are this is tough conversations, man, but this is reality, folks. You could sit there and pretend, like even in your own household, if you're married and you're watching this and you're like, you don't think you've ever bribed your husband or wife with sex? Come on. You know you did. You know they did. Because they get a little horny. It's easy. Manipulation, man. It's not all mind fucking control, chaotic, evil stuff. Like some of it, it's healthy manipulation. Some of it. Like you could do it just the opposite. Like somebody who's all using sex and is out of control with it, you can be like, hey, did you ever notice like it's not good to fuck a ton of people? I mean, it's got to make you probably not feel good up here, right? Never think about that? Never think like maybe it's an intimate thing between two people that should really be cherished, not just given away for free? I don't know. I mean, these are honest things. You got to think about sometimes, folks, and just talk to people. We all know people. We all know people that have had problems with a lot of things. Well, what's the solution to those problems, Matt? Be honest about everything. Just like your parents told you when you were kids, tell the truth, don't lie. Exactly. Tell the truth. Don't fucking lie. Fucking, I'll quote Jordan Peterson, even though he's all about money and Stalin. And I liked Jordan Peterson. I really did. I got his book, 12 Rules for Life. But, here's the thing. Even if people, every human being's selfish and self-centered at some point, and they do what's best for them because they got to live too. So he found an angle. He did it. And his book, he says, tell the truth or at least don't lie. That's really good advice, folks. You could do that. You could take that and apply it to your life and live that way, and it's good. Tell the truth, or at least don't lie. I don't feel right. It's good. Say it. Don't tell me that saying the word binging and all that other shit aren't control words, because they are. Argue with me if you want. Not even argue with me. Discuss it with me. What's your argument? Every time somebody says, yeah, I just don't, you can't say that. I go, give me some fucking reasons. Tell me why. You don't think it is. Starbucks cold brew. Cold brew. Drink some beer when you get older, kids. It's pretty obvious once you spot it, because you live in a world where you can't be controlled and manipulated. Like me, I know when people are trying to genuinely get something from me and when they're just fucking with me, or when they're being genuine. Yeah, I could tell. It's really easy to spot that shit. So don't be distracted from your own reality. Don't. I don't think you honestly try not to think you know what's better for others, because you really don't. You have to just think about yourself. And when you think about yourself and what you do, excuse me, you can live that life. And as you live it, people will see it and they will be gravitated towards that, and they will actually want what you have. They will ask you questions. They will be like, okay, you do that. How do you get through shit? And just, again, love and fear, guys. Two things. Don't be scared. Don't live in fear. You can't live in fear from reality, because reality is reality. If you are in fear of reality, it will eat you alive. You will be manipulated, controlled, and you will live in a constant state of unhealthy anxiety. See, anxiety is healthy. Okay. Depression and anxiety, everybody's suffering from depression and anxiety. Anxiety is normal, folks. You don't want to suppress anxiety with a bunch of fucking pills. You want to deal with it, because that's how we're taught. Anxiety, fear, good, healthy fear, danger, get away from danger, deal with danger, fight the danger, is something. Not suppress the danger, never deal with it, psychotic breakdown, kill myself. Because that's what fucking happens to people who are on these fucking pills. They try to get off of them because they're too goddamn scared. And then they're so manipulated into thinking if they get off that shit, they're going to fucking die. They're going to feel like it. And I know people. They're going to feel like they're going to die, but they're not going to die. It's up here for a while. But after a month or two, you're you again. And you can live, man. You can live. Just be aware of these words, man. Mind control. Don't let your emotions stop playing. If you're still watching the news or politics, you're obviously not listening. This live stream the shit I talk about isn't for you. You need to start back a little bit further. Start a little smaller. Take some baby steps. Because if that's still the main center of focus of your life, that you think you need to talk about it, then you're not really doing a lot of soul searching on yourself. You're just not. That's the truth. That's not an arrogant statement from my part. It goes, you're just not. You're distracted. Don't be a lemming. Be a fox among the lemmings. Because the lemmings, man, they don't make it. Anyway, thank you for watching or listening. Aerospace Intermission. It was good to see you again. Always a pleasure. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Share this with people if this makes sense. Not because what I'm saying, if you believe what I say, it's just because if you know it to be true in yourself, like, trust those instincts, man. Don't be scared of the truth, because it hurts a little in the beginning, but in the long run, it is by far the best way to live. No bullshit. Okay. So again, everybody's journey is their own. I had to go through my shit. I had to figure this out for myself. You got to figure it out for yourself. But just know, everywhere you turn, somebody's trying to control you. Somebody's trying to manipulate you. Somebody's trying to subconsciously think it's okay to binge. It's okay to have cancer. It's okay. No, it's not. You can prevent these things, and you can prevent getting sucked into your own hell. Trust me, I've been there and back. It ain't pretty. That's all I got today. Oh, God. Don't take yourself too seriously, folks. I'll see you next Wednesday at noon. Peace. Fucking thing doesn't turn off.